call. This is your last one and a courtesy call. Hey, yeah, it could be danger up in this club. When we get started and we ain't.
What's going on, guys? Styx here from the Token Minorities, and if it's an odd upload, you already know who is here with me today, the human incarnation of Arceus himself, Orobomb.
Hello, the Gowan is here. What's up, guys? Welcome back. Orobomb here.
And yeah, basically today, you want to tell him what we're doing, or do you want me to do it?
I mean, you can do it.
Okay, so Orobomb is apparently super lazy,
I am. I'm stretching.
but we've had a couple of requests for us to work together again on just something TCG related, and we've also both had requests to do a set review over Sun and Moon, so we figured why the heck not do it together. That way we can trash each other in the process of going over every single card. Well, not every single card, only the decent cards, but...
Okay, well, I mean, I was over here going to be a nice guy, but, you know, those are fighting words from him. He said it, not me.
Okay, you already know that wasn't going to be the case.
All right, guys, we're going to be doing a set review, pretty much. We're going to talk about Sun and Moon cards and the other cards from the Sun and Moon expansion pack that we have seen already. So it's going to be fun. We get to talk about garbage. The first card,
I'm
at least.
so pumped. I'm so pumped. Yeah, I mean, really, we're just only going to go over the cards that we think will have an impact. And as you can see, well, first off, we're going from the Poke Beach Collection Sun, Collection Moon, just because they have the ability to zoom in on cards without going into a completely new tab. But yeah, as you can see, the first couple cards are just absolute garbage. I mean, grass
Caterpie
Pokemon
here,
usually
dude.
are.
Look at that. Look at that nap
Caterpie is
attack,
like
dude.
the definition of garbage.
But it's so cute,
But
and
yeah.
it can nap. It's red color. You can throw
Either
that
way.
in any deck.
So, bad players aside,
Hold
nothing really stands out until we get to Serena, and this thing is going to be the incarnation of trolling in the TCG. I mean, if you look at that ability, Queenly Majesty, once during your turn, when you play this card from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, you may look at your opponent's hand and discard one card. That is not random. That is, look at your opponent's hand and discard a card. You get to pick which card. And if you combine that with Forest of Giant Plants, Devolution Spray, Puzzle of Time to get back the Devolution Spray, all that garbage, you can just immediately be like, hey, you don't get to start with a hand, and if you start with red card, judge
It
all
is
those
kind of
garbage
ridiculous.
cards.
There's a lot of people that are missing. Like, people are just like, oh god, it's so good, they can get rid of anything in their hand. They're missing the point. The point is that it's not that they can get rid of a card in your hand. It's the point is that you're not going to have a hand. By the time Serena is done with you, you're playing off top decks the whole game. Who needs another attacker when you could just simply do 80 damage the whole game while making your opponent rely on top decks? It's actually ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, that's just stupid. And then if you look at its attack, Trop Kick does 80 damage for 2 colorless and a grass. And I mean, really, its ability, well, the effect of the attack doesn't really mean anything. But I mean, 3 energy for 80 is not horrible. And when you combine it with Queenly Majesty, you can just Trop Kick your opponent to death to bench them out. And then in combination with that new Choice Band card, I think, yeah, right here. Attach one of your Pokemon, does 30 more damage to your opponent's active EX or GX. I mean, all of a sudden, Trop Kick turns into a 2-hit KO on basically all EX and GX Pokemon. So I'm terrified for Serena.
I'm pretty excited. I can't wait to spam this card for a bit. And
Oh my gosh, this guy's a horrible person.
Makes so many enemies. Actually, I'm gonna play it like 1 or 2 times and then go, no, I'm done. It's like every time I play a mill deck, it's just like, oh, that was fun, and now I hate myself. I'm gonna go take a shower.
That's exactly how I feel. I mean, I will play it, and I'll be a scumbag, and I'll record, but then I'm done. I mean, that's it. I'm not doing anything more with it.
Pretty much. So what's next? We got Arcanine is garbage. It's not as good as our recent Arcanine.
Okay, I just want to point out 190 damage, no matter how bad the effect is and how weird the cost is, that's still cool. But anyway, next card.
Yeah, that's bad. Double Jet. Discard up to 2 water energies from your hands. Attack with 60 damage times the number of cards you discard. Whatever, it's lame. But for a single water energy, that's kind of interesting.
Hold on. We are not skipping over Golduck here.
It's kind of interesting. You can do 120 damage for a single water energy.
But also, I mean, if you combine it with the Starmie with Space Beacon.
Yeah, and you get Golduck Break.
Just immediately get the 2 water. You can just start hitting things 1 energy, 120. I mean, that can be pretty powerful in a budget deck. Pretty powerful budget deck. I think I know what I'm going to bring against you.
Oh god. All right. Well, looks like I am bringing a Serena against that deck. Get all those water energies before you get a chance.
Dude, if you bring up Serena,
Nah, don't worry.
I'm just gonna click X. We're not even gonna have a match.
Okay, so okay. Next card, I want to talk about Lapras. A lot of people are sleeping on Lapras, in my opinion. It's a first of all, basic GX, already really nice on its own. The ability to use things like Max Elixir, Fighting Fury Belt, Choice Band if you want to. Like there's possibilities with Lapras. Blizzard 160 damage, that's fine. You just play a Mana Feast, switch between your two Laprases. You're doing 160 damage every turn. It's 170 damage with the belt. 190 if you're attacking an EX. Collect is a great early game attack if you're playing straight Lapras. And then Ice Beam for instant paralysis. I mean, it's whatever, but like I don't know, that Blizzard burn. I'm kind of excited for a Lapras deck. Like straight consistent big damage.
Dude, I'm so pumped for that. I think that Lapras is the new generation of Waterbox. I know that you and I tried to figure out what way Waterbox can come back when the standard format was announced, but I think that Lapras might be the way. I mean, yeah, it doesn't have the item lock that Seismitoad did, but it has so much more damage. Just be like, hey, I want that thing gone. Yeah. So,
and I've been seeing other people talk about it. It's just like they're sleeping on Lapras because they just think it's 3 water energies. It's hard to do. It's not hard to do anymore. It's really easy to do.
Oh, yeah. Well, and what does make me mad is I wish it had a less trash GX attack.
Oh, yeah. But instant paralysis could really get you out of a bind if you really need to. And besides, it's not like you can't play other GX Pokemon in this deck.
That's true. I mean, it can, but at the same time, it's like, well, there's so many better things that you can play.
Yeah, for sure.
And also so many ways to get out of instant paralysis. So it's just like, oh, I accidentally just did 100 damage and didn't get anything out of it. Okay, that's fine. But yeah, let's see. What's the next card I want to talk about? Honorable mentions, I would say Araquanid and Pyukumuku. Araquanid just because, I mean, it's a straight-up counter to a Volcanion deck or decks that rely on straight-up fire types. And then Pyukumuku is kind of cool with innards out when this Pokemon is knocked out, or when this Pokemon, is knocked out by an opponent's attack, place 6 damage counters on that attack. Ways to get around it, but again, both of those cards are kind of cool. Nothing particularly special.
I'm looking at Wishy-Washy right now. I'm seeing the attack Cowardice.
Oh my gosh.
The ability. I don't know, man. Like, okay, so maybe it's just the Lucario in me, but like that looks like it'll be fun and fight alone Lucario.
How?
Because you can just put a Pokemon back into your hand, so you never risk losing.
Yeah, but like, what's the point of having it there? Like, if you're just gonna put it back in your hand.
No. You put it down if you feel like you're gonna lose, and then just in case they knock out your active Lucario, and then you can put it back into your hand the following turn, and then attack for more damage with fight alone. I don't know, man. I'm stretching here. I'm trying to make Lucario work. I like Lucario.
I wish that Wishy-Washy did not get so much hate right then.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, the card that I'm looking at next is the Crobat.
Oh yeah.
With the triple poison and the surprise attack triple poison. Basically, I mean, it's essentially a Verbank poison for 1 psychic energy, which is actually pretty solid. And then surprise attack, 60 damage if this Pokemon was on your bench, became active during your turn, adds 60 more damage. So I mean, I think that thing can be pretty solid.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it's top tier or anything, but I think that it's worth a look.
For sure. It's definitely going to be interesting with our old Golbat. Definitely something worth looking at. Might be a nice little budget deck. Plus, we finally have a Crobat for Crobat Break. Let me tell you about that spectacular card.
Oh my gosh.
This card is so garbage.
It's like, oh yeah, get up a stage 3 and then put it back into your deck. Okay.
All right. Well, Espeon GX is next, and I am so hyped. First of all, we're going to go over this later, but we do have the Energy Evolution, I think, EV coming back, which means that EVs are just easy to evolve now. Espeon GX is dope. Psybeam, whatever. You confuse your opponent. Congratulations. Psychic, 6 damage. Does 30 more damage to each energy card attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. That could be interesting if they play risky or whatever. I mean, it's Psychic in 2 colors. It's fine. But Division GX is dope. Plays 10 damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon in any way you like. That is an amazing late game GX attack. That is spectacular. I'm pretty excited for it. You just.
I mean, that's. Yeah, go ahead.
You can just spread damage, man. You can just essentially, if you force your opponent to constantly retreat, you don't knock them out, you Lysander around, you just go into Espeon GX, 10 damage counters. That's a lot of damage counters just spread around Pokemon for an attack. So you can essentially knock out as many Pokemon as you like if you work it out correctly. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of potential with Espeon like that.
Actually, now that you mention that, I could see some sort of synergy with like Mega Pidgeot EX, but the only thing that turns me off of it is one, it's only 10. If it was like 15, okay, then I could see it doesn't even be that OP as a lot of GX attacks are like, hey, delete that Pokemon basically.
Pretty much.
But I mean,
you were talking about Crobat. I mean, that could pair really well with Crobat. Psychic Energy attack, and then since they're going to be retreating a lot anyways to avoid not being dead to poison, you just combine it with that late game, and all of a sudden, all those Pokemon that were retreated from fear of being knocked out from poison get knocked out from Espeon. So
that's very true. That is very, very true. By the way, speaking of retreating, the next thing that I'm kind of hyped about is Toxapex.
Oh yeah.
And we'll talk about Toxapex GX in a little bit, but for now, Toxapex with the Toxic Spikes ability. First of all, that is my favorite move ever in the video game. I mean, there is not a single move that I like more than Toxic Spikes. But as long as this Pokemon is in play, doesn't even have to be active. Whenever your opponent's active Pokemon retreats, the new active Pokemon is now poisoned. This, you know what? This and Mega Pidgeot, I'm convinced. Like, I really do think that this could be super hype combination.
I do too, 100%.
Not top tier by any means, but I mean, I think that it's still a pretty cool combination, especially because you and I were trying to figure out the best pair with Mega Pidgeot, and I was kind of dumb and tried the Fright Night Yveltal.
I mean, I tried Jolteon and it worked, so...
Well, exactly. Like, the Yveltal worked too, but, like, nothing instantly stood out for that.
Yeah, I kind of see what you're saying though. Yeah, this is definitely really nice. The poisoning, I like how status is really coming back this gen of cards. We've got more paralysis GX attacks. We got a lot of poison coming in with all of our Toxapex and Golbats and stuff like that. And then we have Burn making a triumphant return, even though nobody has any good Burn abilities or attacks. But it's back at least.
That is so true. That is so true. But yeah, okay. Since we talked about the Toxapex, we kind of have to go over to this Toxapex GX because this thing is monstrous, and it's not only monstrous in its attack, but also it's monstrous in that as soon as I zoom in on the card, it goes outside the dimensions that I'm recording. But that's beside the point. Yeah, I mean, this card is actually pretty kind of. Actually, it's really cool. For one Psychic Spike Cannon, flip 4 coins. This attack does 30 damage times the number of heads. For one Psychic Energy, I know that all of us hate coin flips, but that's really not bad.
So good. For a single Psychic Energy, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, you have the potential to do 120 if you flip well, and on average, you're going to be doing 60, which is pretty solid.
Yeah.
And then the attack that had Orobomb and I just absolutely going nuts is the Ultra Toxic Poison. Not hyper toxic poison or anything like that. Ultra toxic, and this the opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned. That's it. That's all the attack does. But you put 10 damage counters instead of 1 on that Pokemon.
That's so dumb. Why is that a card?
Yeah, I mean, that is absolutely absurd. Like, that's ridiculous. That is completely ridiculous.
Like, you knock out everything pretty much if they can't retreat.
I mean, if this thing was in standard with that Dragouge that didn't allow retreat from poison Pokemon, that would be ridiculous.
This thing's gonna be a monster in expanded, dude. It's actually over in expanded.
Well, especially with Verbank. Yeah,
exactly.
Then it's 120. It's like, oh yeah, Shaman, you are knocked out immediately by poison. You don't even get another chance.
So stupid. I love it. I love it so much.
Oh, and also, by the way, Toxa Shelter GX, 150 damage. Oh, and you prevent all effective attacks, including damage done to this Pokemon during your opponent's next turn.
You know, to be honest, I was surprised that they made it do so much damage.
Yeah.
To combine it with that amazing ability.
That's stupid. I mean, I'm just, wow. I don't even know.
I'm cupping 7 of those for no particular reason.
That's ridiculous. You can only play 4 in a deck, but he's going for 7. All right, what card do you want to look at next?
All right, let's take a look. Passimian is a thing. Passimian.
Oh yeah.
Fling. This attack does 30 damage to any opponent's Pokemon. Whatever. Team play. 10 damage. Attack does 10 damage plus 30 more damage times the number of Passimian on your bench. I guess that's cool. 30, 60. It's 90 damage if you're not playing a Mew. Combine that with 2 strong energies. That's what, like 130. Combine that with a choice band, that's 160 damage. And that's something worth looking at, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, that's actually really cool, and especially if you mention it with Mew, then all of a sudden you can do 130 damage with Mew.
Yeah. It's just one of those things where like you can play Mew and you can play strong energy, and then you can consistently do a lot of energy.
Exactly. So I mean, I think it's like a cool idea. It's a cool idea, and don't think it's going to be particularly good. All right, what next?
We can take a look at Meowth just because like no energy attack cost. That's something worth mentioning. That
I'm
Pokemon
so
have
hyped that
ability.
that's coming back.
Yeah.
I'm so hyped that that's coming back.
But yeah, I mean, nothing really interesting about it. Like, even Alolan Persian's not that great. But it's just interesting to note that Alolan Pokemon basics don't have attack cost for the most part.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, they've only done it for Alolan Pokemon.
Yeah. Huh, I did not put that together.
Or Alolan variants, I guess. But
Yeah.
what is next? We have a Crocodile here. What does that do? Discard all Pokemon tools. Whatever.
Cool. I'm actually hyped for Crocodile because of Accusation. 20 damage plus 20 times the number of cards in your hand.
How do you, is there a way to make your opponent draw?
That's what I was looking at, and unfortunately right now there is not.
That's definitely
So I
like,
was like,
binder fodder though, because that could be a really cool deck if that becomes a thing.
exactly. Like, I mean, I saw that and I got so hyped because I thought, oh, that's so cool. Just make your opponent draw a bunch of cards, and then you hit for absurd amounts of damage. No, unfortunately there's not. But either way, I mean, if your opponent just has like a hand of 5 or a hand of 6, I mean, that's still 120, 140 damage.
Yeah, I really hope that becomes a card that they print though, like a card that makes your opponent draw. Because there's so many cool deck ideas that could be made from
for
that.
sure.
But yeah, that's pretty dope.
Well, one thing I thought. Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
One thing that I thought was combine it with like Vileplume, item lock.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, like Garb or Vileplume or something like that, just like disruption to go with it. But item lock would be extremely better. You give them a full hand and they can't do anything with it, and they have to constantly like Juniper, or not Juniper. I've been playing a lot of Legacy lately, Sycamore and stuff like that.
Yeah, but either way, still a cool potential card.
Yeah, and then Alolan Diglett's up next. We have a Probe for colorless, or for no energy attacks. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck and return them in top of your deck in any order. I mean, it's like whatever. It's something you can throw in decks if you really want to. It doesn't have an attack cost. Alolan Doug Trio doesn't do much. It has Tangled Hair. The defending Pokemon retreat cost is one energy more, whatever. 1 cost more. I guess that's cool if you like fill up your bench with Doug Trios and you want to force them to never retreat. But I mean, there's other ways to retreat, so it's like whatever.
Yeah. Well, and also the thing with Diglett is it's literally a you're playing a card down that is a single copy of Puzzle of Time.
Pretty much, yeah. I don't know, just things worth mentioning for the people.
Yeah.
Skarmory is pretty cool.
Yeah, boy. I actually hate Skarmory because I hate like energy disruption. Well, and what's funny about Metal Sound is you're probably going to be using a DCE on it.
Yeah. That's what I was going to say. Discard all special energy attached to each Pokemon in play, including yourself. So remember to play those max elixirs, guys.
But actually,
Skarmory.
That's cool tech if your opponent like builds up a big board, but otherwise I don't see that card being of much use.
Yeah, it's whatever. It's a tech for decks that feel like it. Solgaleo is here though.
Yeah, opposite of cards that do not have much use. I think this thing is sick.
It's an absolute monster. So it's nice to see Pokemon that aren't Wailord that have 250 HP. It is a stage 2 evolution that essentially is 2 prize attacker. But with all that HP, it's going to be pretty nice. Weakness to fire, I'm not too sure how much is going to matter in the future. I mean, Volcanion's always going to be a deck, and we are going to be seeing a lot more decks like Lurantis and Queenly Majesty over there. But it's got the ability Ultra Road. Once during your turn, you may switch your active Pokemon to one of your bench Pokemon. So that's just kind of stupid. It's Russian, but without the need to Russian. So there we go. And then Sunsteel Strike, 230 damage to discard all your energies. It's a 3 energy attack cost, but it's, you know, there are ways to put the energies back. And then you got Soul Burst. Search your deck for up to 5 energy. Let me repeat, 5 energy cards. 5 energy cards. It doesn't say basic, guys. It's 5 energy cards and attach them to your Pokemon. What? I'm gonna get all 5 of my DCEs in my deck. Break some rules for that.
We'll see. I mean, I think that this deck is going to be absolutely monstrous and expanded because, I mean, Genesect is already a solid deck and expanded, but you get a Solgaleo, you Sunsteel Strike, knock literally anything, and then you Ultra Road once, put it back on your bench, then Metal Link's back on, and then switch back to the active, and oh, you're Sunsteel Striking again. Or you just have 2 Solgaleos and you just double Ultra Road, stuff
Pretty
like that.
much.
I mean, that's absurd. That's ridiculous.
I'm
I'm so excited.
It's so stupid. I'm so excited for Solgaleo.
Well, and if you're that bad of a player, but you kind of want to be a cool player, you can run Solgaleo and Lunala in the exact same
let's
deck.
calm down. I mean, it is possible because they're both whatever. I just remember
Exactly.
that doesn't even like ruin your consistency too much. 3 Solgaleos,
I mean, it's still-
1 Lunala.
I mean, they have absolutely no synergy except for maybe like Soul Burst getting energy onto like the baby Lunala. But
Yeah.
either way.
Man, everybody out there, be sure to like stash your Wallies. Your full art Wallies are going to be worth something here soon.
But okay, let's see. What do we got next? We got Rabombi. You can use this ability once per turn, heal 20 damage from one of your Pokemon. It's okay. Not really that good. I don't know. It has some, I guess, tech in like a super healing deck or something like that. Then you have the Eevee with Energy Evolution. This thing has me so pumped because of the Umbreon and Espeon GXs. Oh, that's gonna be awesome.
Dude, all the Evolution GXs that are out so far are pretty spectacular. I hope they keep up that trend whenever they print the other ones.
Well, I mean, to be fair, there's only been 2, right?
Well, there's 3 Sylveon printed, and Sylveon's ridiculous.
Right. Sylveon's just stupid. But yeah, we have the Stoutland line. Herdier, when you use this ability, you may play this card from hand, blah, blah, blah. Choose 1 item card from your discard pile and put it in your hand.
That's pretty nice.
Honestly, that would be super powerful if Stoutland wasn't such crap.
Yeah.
I mean, if Stoutland was even just decent, I could see it being useful, but 3 energy for 50 that reduces damage done by it reduces damage done by 50. I mean, that's not good. And then Hard Punch, 120 for 4. If it was 120 for 3, I'd use it, but it's 120 for 4, which, no.
Yeah, it's whatever. It's only
And
150 HP, it's whatever.
We have Donald Trump GX.
Says this evolves from Donald Trump. Pokebeach, calm down.
Oh, wow, I didn't even see that it says evolves from Donald Trump.
The art's pretty nice,
That's
dude.
awesome.
I like the art on this card.
Oh, the art is so cool.
It's got like a grass thing over here. It's pretty cool.
Well, and its ability, once per turn, you may have your opponent reveal his or her hand. I mean, while that may not seem inherently great, that can be awesome for like a late game if you're like, do I want to N or do I want to Sycamore? And if you look and your opponent has nothing, then you don't want to N, give him a new hand. So you're like, oh, okay, I'm just going to Sycamore.
I mean, it's a pretty ridiculous ability. Like a lot of top tier players will like see that and be pretty excited just because it's nice to be able to make a play knowing that you're safe to make that play. You know?
Exactly.
So you don't have to play so safe the whole game. You can actually know exactly the best play to make at all given times.
Exactly. And then like Flying Headbutt, 3 for 100.
Whatever.
Mediocre. I mean, it's okay. If
Yeah.
you slap a Choice Band on it, it can 2-shot everything. And then Gum Chance GX, 10 damage plus, does 50 more for each energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. So again, this is one of those delete a Pokemon GX attacks.
Pretty much.
But it's okay at best. I mean, you kind of need 4 energy on the opponent's active Pokemon in order to be able to really take advantage of this and delete the opponent's Pokemon. If it was kind of like Evil Ball or X Ball, I could see this as being a lot better because then you just need 1 energy on your opponent's active Pokemon to knock it out. But I don't know. I think it's just because it relies on your opponent. It's a mediocre GX ability.
I agree. I think it'd be fun if you combine this with things like Toxapex, give them poison. That way you knock out Shamans and stuff like that with Flying Headbutt.
Oh, for sure.
Choice Band for sure, just to make sure you get 2 KOs and everything. There are ways around making this deck.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, I agree. But
So
let's see, what do we got next?
We got Beeway here that does nothing. Crushing Hammer. Timer Ball. Timer Ball is something I want to look at.
Oh, Timer Ball is going to be sick.
This is going to be nice. Flip 2 coins for each head. Search your deck for an evolution Pokemon reveal and put it into your hand. So it's just like, it's a lot like Dual Ball, but instead of basics, it's evolutions. That's going to be pretty nice for a lot of decks.
Well, especially now that Sun and Moon put out so many good evolutions and all.
Yeah.
Also, now that GXs are evolutions.
Pretty much. It's
Or a lot
way
of them
getting
are anyway.
A lot of good cards. Definitely like a 1 or 2 of in most decks that play evolutions.
Exactly.
Repel, your opponent switches their active Pokemon, one of yours are bench Pokemon. That's cool, I guess.
One-sided escape rope. I think escape rope is just completely outclasses this card in every single way.
Pretty much. Rotom decks, count your remaining prize cards, then shuffle them into your deck, draw the same amount of cards, and place them face down. I mean, if you're a town map guy, now you have something to, like, you know, fix up your prizes, I suppose.
Maybe. I don't know.
It's whatever.
EXP share, nice to see that thing getting a reprint.
Pretty much. Alima, each player shuffles their hand into his deck, and each player flips a coin. If heads, the player draws
this.
6.
I hate this.
And then the tails, the player draws 3. That's weird.
No, like, this is going to be awful for me just because my luck with coin flips
Dude, it's
is
so
bad.
funny watching you deal with things like hammers and stuff like that. Every time.
Did I ever show you the coin flips that I had in one legacy match? It was a mirror match for Darkrai. In total, there were 15 heads and 15 tails flipped. Like, between the two of us, there were 15 heads, 15 tails. So right at 50-50. My opponent flipped 10 heads and 4 tails. I flipped 5 heads and 11 tails.
That's funny.
He was literally 6 for 6 on crushing hammers.
That's ridiculous. Oh, it's amazing. I love it. That's why
Still won, but I mean, I was just so bitter about that.
Kukui's a card. Kukui's a card is just being a card is like, thank you, please.
Yes.
Draw 2 cards, and then your opponent's attacks do 20 more damage that turn.
Or in your attacks.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Your Pokemon's attacks do 20 more damage. That's spectacular.
Yes.
I
I mean,
mean,
like, go ahead.
For me, that just screams Gardevoir. Hello. Oh my god,
Yeah.
That makes me so happy because I love Gardevoir, but Gardevoir's not that great of a deck.
Well, and also the thing is, with like Giovanni's scheme it had, you can either draw until you have 5 or do 20. And it's like, you know what? That's like a solid card, but you want both of those abilities, not one of them. Kukui is a nice little balance of that in a combination, so I'm excited for those.
It's pretty nice. Usually you're only drawing 2 or 3 cards off of Giovanni's scheme most of
Exactly.
the time. So like this is a spectacular card.
And then we have all of the ridiculous, like 15,000
Hyper-rares?
secret rares that are going to be in this set.
I mean, look, these hyper rare cards are kind of weird to me. Maybe I'll like them if I see them in IRL, but like, I don't know, they're kind of funky looking to me.
Might I point out that Full Art Kukui is absolutely boss.
Oh yeah. Oh, Full Art
He
Donald
just
Trump
looks
over
like
here
a
is
bro.
nice.
Oh my
Dude,
gosh.
Kukui seems like the greatest, like just
Yeah.
the greatest guy to hang out
He
with.
seems like such a chill dude. He's just
Yeah.
like, yeah, I know everything, but you know, we can just like hang out.
You hear the hyper rare cards, by the way, guys. I was just talking about earlier, looking at the full
Yeah.
arts.
And then
Hyper rare Soleil looks kind of nice though.
Secret Rare Ultra Ball.
Oh, this is exactly why I'm gonna go broke when this set comes out, man. I'm gonna keep buying until I pull
know.
4 of these. It's actually
right?
over for me. My wallet is already crying, and it hasn't even
It
come out
makes
yet.
me so happy though that they're reprinting Secret Rare Ultra Ball, because all those people that spent all of those like 200 Roaring Skies on the Secret Rare Plasma Freeze Ultra Balls, it's just like, haha, Ultra Ball has literally already halved in value since then.
Pretty much. Oh my god, it's ridiculous too. Because I'm out here trying to like go to like random Toys R Us's because they usually have Plasma Freeze packs and stuff like that. I'm just like, I'm buying all these while I can, trying to pull it.
Yeah.
Nope. There goes all my money down the drain. Because now
I'm just kind of,
this is a card that exists.
I'm sitting on like 50 Plasma Freeze right now. I mean, I just have those in my TCG right now, and I'm just sitting on them, just waiting to trade for these Ultra Balls.
Oh man, we have a secret rare Rotom Dex. We also have a secret rare Metal Energy, which is gonna be pretty
Yeah.
nice. And hopefully I can scoop up like 10 or 12 of these with time.
Yeah,
'Cause,
again, but you and I are both going to go broke with this set.
Yeah.
That's just not fair.
It's not fair. Why do they do? They gave us so many great cards. Like this is a set of value. This is gonna be the most valuable set we've had in a long time.
Yeah, but actually, this is absolutely absurd. I mean, when you get a secret rare that you want to run like 11, 12 of in a deck, then you know you're going to be in for the money. Like, they finally figured it out. Which, of course, is horrible news for all of us.
Oh god, it's over. GG. It's been fun, guys. Anyways, moving on. We have Pinsir. I remember looking at Pinsir a while ago and just completely disregarding it, but then a lot of people have told me that Skythrow is pretty interesting of an attack. Flip a coin. If heads, return your opponent's active Pokemon, all cards attached to your opponent's hand. I mean, that could just win you games turn one.
It's
if they don't.
it's Giant Fan, though.
Yeah.
But it's a Giant Fan that's an attack, and you only get to use one, and it has a 50% chance to work.
Yeah, but then you have things like Trick Coin and stuff like that.
Yeah,
There are ways.
that's true.
There are ways to make this really, really nice. Like just Lysandering up cards that evolve, especially now in this meta, in this upcoming meta where everything's evolving. Putting a Pokemon that's been fully evolved back into your opponent's hand is kind of
that'll
brutal.
be ridiculous.
Yeah, it's kind of brutal, especially if they play rare candies.
And then,
Whew.
yeah. And when we got Masquerain, which, I mean, I don't know. It's just like, I can see something with like a Vileplume lock with Masquerain with like Slowking and stuff like that, but I don't know.
Oh, look at that. Yeah, that's definitely a thing. I mean, I still rather play Slowking.
Well, of course. And then, okay, the Grubbin. I know that the rest of the line is electric, but I'm actually, or lightning, sorry, this is the TCG. Yeah. I'm actually really pumped for the fact that Grubbin is grass because it can be affected by Forest of Giant Plants. That means you can turn one Vikavolt with a rare candy.
Oh, yeah, you can.
Yep.
Oh, my, I didn't even think about that. You're right. Whoa. Oh, that's wild. Turn one Vikavolt. That's dope. I'm pretty excited about that, especially since we have that Vikavolt EGX and everything like that. Vikavolt cards are good.
Oh, yeah.
All right, go ahead and cover Lurantis real quick because I know.
Oh, okay. So Lurantis GX is sick. First of all, you can attack with this turn one thanks to Forest Giant Plants, which is getting more and more broken with the better and better grass cards that are being put out. Flower Supply 1 for 40, and I mean 1 for 40 in itself is not horrible. Like it's really not bad, but it's the effect of the attack. Attach 2 basic energy cards from your discard pile to your Pokemon in any way you like. Broken AF. That is ridiculous.
It's kind of crazy. We have, especially now that we have so many like boosting abilities and items coming back. We got Choice Band. We have actually the other Lurantis, which we'll talk about.
Let's
later.
go ahead and look at that. Well, actually, let's go ahead and look at that right now.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
I mean, Sunny Day, as long as Pokemon is in play, each of your grass and fire Pokemon do 20 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. That's stackable. That is stackable too. So all of a sudden, like if you just get 2 of those guys in play, your Lurantis GX is hitting 1 for 80 and accelerating energy, and then Solar Blade is doing 160 while healing you, and oh my gosh. Well, then Chlorosize. For 1 grass energy, 50 times the number of grass energy attached to this Pokemon. That's absurd. This thing is going to be so good, I think.
Once again, just an instant delete of a Pokemon.
Exactly.
Very easily.
I mean, this grass Pokemon, I think, are going to take over the meta. Just because there's so much support. And speaking of support, I mean, like, we've talked about Lurantis, but Shiinotic. Or Shiinotic? I don't know. I don't even know how to... I don't know how to say it exactly correct.
Shiinotic.
I mean, Luminescence. That's absurd. You may use this ability once during your turn. Search your deck for a grass Pokemon, show it to your opponent, put it in your hand. Force Giant Plants. You immediately get it. Turn 1. And then you can immediately get all your other grass Pokemon as well.
The grass is gonna be dope. And then like we were talking about earlier about Araquanid. If fire becomes a big issue, you can just throw in an Araquanid line very, very easily just to stop your opponents from damaging your Pokemon, giving you plenty of time to stall, things like that. I think that's kind of nice.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, just run it like a 1 or 2 of Araquanid tech. Oh my gosh, that's stupid. I'm starting to hate this set a little bit, but at the same time, I love it. Yeah,
there's a lot of power coming for sure. And this is gonna be dope. All right, what's next? Poliwrath is pretty garbo.
Well, actually, not that bad. If you look at Poliwrath, okay, combine it with like Hypno or combine it with Poison Barb.
I was about to say, if you don't want it being asleep. But yeah, it's pretty nice. I guess if you give like what's that Pokemon? Ariados, give it poison, Poison Barb, that stuff like that.
Well, like Ariados, and then put a bursting balloon on it. All of a sudden, like you're getting for 160, 170 with the poison, and then your opponent doesn't want to attack because then they'll be damaged and knocked out.
Yeah, and it's water double colorless too, so it's pretty decent. 150 HP is okay.
I mean, it's like it's not going to be like amazing, but okay. I saw Quaking Punch, and I was like, no way, is this going to be a 1 energy item lock? No, it's just confusing.
You scared me.
I mean, it literally Quaking Punch. It is literally Quaking Punch.
Yeah, so.
All right, what's next? What do we got next?
Crabon, whatever. Bruxish.
Yeah, decent.
Deck for 3 basic energy cards, whatever. Lantern, whatever. All right, here's the Vikavolt. All right, cool. You can talk about Vikavolt. You already
Oh
mentioned
my
it.
gosh, I'm so ridiculously pumped for Vikavolt because, first of all, you can get this baby turn 1 with Rare Candy, and I'm already going to run it in a Dragonite deck like that, and that is just going to be awesome. But strong charge once during your turn, you may search your deck for a Grass Energy and a Lighting Energy. Not or, you can search your deck for both and attach them to your Pokemon in any way you like. You get 2 attachments for 1 with this guy. And then, Electro Cannon, 150 damage, discard 3 energy from this Pokemon. Decent, especially with all the acceleration you can get. But, like, with Force to Giant Plants, you can get, like, a bunch of Vikavolt in play. Just start accelerating energy. And then we're showing off the Dragonite later, but that's immediately what I'm going to pair this with. But also, when the expansion comes out, Vikavolt GX, first of all, that artwork is sick. And then Super Zap Cannon for 4 energy. Normally you look at that and you'd be like, oh, that sucks. But nope, that is literally just 2 Vikavolts, 2 regular Vikavolts on your bench, 180 damage, and you only discard 2 energy.
Hold on, guys, I'm trying to find it. Where did Vikavolt go? Hold on. It's coming, guys. Hold on, give me a second. I'm almost there. Don't sigh at me. How dare you?
Well, and also, okay, while he's being a scrub, Gigatron GX does 60 damage to each of your opponent's bench Pokemon.
I found it, guys. We're
Okay.
good.
Okay. If you're against a deck that runs like Skyfield, it's just like, hey, all those things are damaged now. So that's going to be kind of cool. It's not that great of a GX attack overall, but meh. I still think that it has some
There's definitely
playability
playability with it. It has 240 HP, which is really nice. Being weak to fighting is it's okay. I know that we have some pretty good fighting cards coming, so I'm not too sure how that's like. It doesn't have like a free retreat cost. No, it has a 1 retreat cost, which is okay too. It's pretty good for a card like that.
GX has 1 retreat cost, and regular Vikavolt has 3.
Oh my god.
So that's gonna be.
It is pretty slow. We all know the dreaded slow tier of Pokemon.
Yeah, but I'm so pumped for Vikavolt. Like, that is probably one of the cards I'm most excited for.
Alright, let's see what's next. Alolan Muck is up next. It's pretty nice, I guess, for whenever Garbodor gets rotated out. As long as Pokemon doesn't play, each player's basic Pokemon play in their hand and in the discard pile has no abilities. It's whatever. It's just like a more...
it's okay.
Just,
you have Silent Lab.
Yeah.
Silent Lab just kind of outclasses it, and Garbodor outclasses it.
It's definitely Binder Fonder for you guys, though, in case whenever those things do get rotated out and you still want that effect. It's there for you. Hypnos, whatever, more Cosmogs. Alright, Lunala GX. One of the most disappointing cards, but still pretty interesting in its own right. 250 HP, Psychic type, 2 retreat costs, weak to Dark, which is pretty good. Not many things are weak to Dark, so not many people take advantage of it. As long as you like, during your turn, you may move a Psychic Energy card from one of your Pokemon to another one of your Pokemon. Really, really, really nice. You can combine that with all sorts of different Pokemon, including the baby Lunala, which we'll talk about later. It has Phantom Ray, 120 damage. The Fang Pokemon can't be healed. Okay, I guess. 4 Psychic Energy for 120 damage, and it prevents your opponent from healing. Unless healing becomes a huge thing, I don't think that's too great. Lunarfall GX is pretty interesting, though. Knock out one of your opponent's basic Pokemon that isn't a GX. That's going to be great early meta, but late meta, whenever we lose all of our EX Pokemon, it's going to be just meh. 3 Psychic Energy too. I don't know. This Pokemon has ways to be played, but it's not a Solgaleo. It's definitely not a Solgaleo.
See, I think you're just saying it's bad because you're not thinking out of the box. I
think
this card has some really solid potential just because of Psychic Transfer. If we go over and look at this baby Lunala with the Burst Ball, does for 1 Psychic Energy does 40 damage times the number of Psychic Energy attached to this Pokemon. So you just load it up with Psychic Energy, knock something out, move it all off, max potion that thing back up, and yeah, etc., etc. And then the Full Moon Wing, if you only have 3 Psychic Energy in play for some reason, does 130, and you move all the energy attached to this Pokemon to your bench Pokemon in any way you like. Psychic Transfer allows you to reuse that. And also, there's this little thing called Hoopa that you can use in this deck too to start spreading around damage. So I think
Hoopa?
Lunala has some play. Yeah, the Hoopa from Steam Siege.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Hoopa EX. I was like, why would you play that?
Nope.
Yeah, but for sure, I definitely see what you're talking about. But like to me, it's like a 2 prize Golduck.
Yeah.
Golduck
I
break.
just think you're not. I just think you don't have the ability to think out of the box. I think
Yeah,
you
yeah,
just
okay,
ran
all
this
right,
thing off
okay.
too early.
But to me, it's just a 2-prize Golduck break.
Okay,
It's
that's very
the
true.
same exact thing. Like it's just a little bit more HP, and
Well, I mean, it can delete an EX. How many?
yeah, like I said, it's gonna be pretty good early in the meta
Yeah.
for sure.
Well, and I guess while we're on this page with the baby Lunala, you want to go ahead about the Sylveon GX because I know you're all over that.
Oh my god, hold on, let me get this up real quick. All right, let me pull up Lane. Okay, here we go. Full Moon Wing, 130 damage, movable energy attached to this Pokemon to your bench Pokemon. Oh, it's actually pretty dope. I was just looking at Lunala. It's pretty nice. Movable energy attached to this Pokemon to your bench Pokemon. That's really nice. Anyways, Sylveon GX. Let's talk about this card. First of all, we talked about the Eevee already. It has the ability to evolve directly into this if you attach a Fairy Energy. So you can get some first turn Sylveons on the bench already. 200 weak to steel. There's not a lot of great steel cards besides Solgaleo, but Solgaleo you're probably not going to see too much in standard. But it has the attack Magical Ribbon. Search your deck for up to 3 cards and put them in your hand. Shuffle your deck afterwards. Now we all know that N is a card, but if your opponent whiffs the N, that's spectacular. A 1 energy ability to search your deck for 3 cards. That's ridiculous. Fairy Wind, 110 damage for Fairy double colors. It's pretty dope. You can get a double colors with a Magical Ribbon too. 110 damage is not bad. Knocks out Shamans. You can attach cards to it to do more damage. But then you got how do you even say that? Prieri GX? I don't even know.
Probably. I don't even know. It's probably something French.
Pick 2 of your opponent's bench Pokemon. Your opponent returns those Pokemon and all cards attached to them to his or her hand. What?
Oh
That's
my gosh.
we already talked. I talked about this in Pinsir earlier about how putting cards back into your opponent's hand in this meta where we're gonna have a lot of evolution is already kind of ridiculous. You're putting 2 Pokemon back into your opponent's hand. You can actually just win the game if they don't have more than 2 Pokemon. Or I mean, they obviously you have the active one, but you can pretty much just easily win the game by putting those Pokemon directly back into their hand. That's so stupid. I love Sylveon, dude. Plus the art's pretty nice. I like it.
Yeah, combine it with like the 10 damage poison from Toxapex
Exactly.
GX.
That's exactly it.
Well, I have no practical way for how you'd actually get that done, but just roll with me on this one. Like, okay, say you poison your opponent max potions in their turn, then 10 damage coming back, and then you attack with Sylveon, return 2 bench Pokemon, and then they get knocked out by 10 more damage. There we go. Okay, that works.
It's an easy way. It's pretty easy to do it because 110 damage is such like 110 damage is a really good number for getting those kind of poison kills, especially since we're gonna have such high HP Pokemon here soon. So I definitely feel like it's an easy possibility to do that. So I mean that's pretty exciting.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
But okay, what do we got next? Back to the original list. Oh, and then Altar of the Moon is meh.
What does
Or
that
Altar of
even
the
do?
Sun is meh. It's just no weaknesses.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah.
Isn't Gigalith a card?
Gigalith, I am pumped about.
Yeah,
Because Rock Cannon, 50 damage times the number of fighting energy attached to your Pokemon in play that you can discard. Pair that up with Magma's Camerupt.
I actually got me a bunch of them the other day just because of this card.
Yeah. I already had them because I'm not a scrub, but you know.
Oh, whatever. I'm a scrub now.
Now you've been one.
Oh, calm down. Palossand is a card.
Yeah, I'm ignoring that thing
Any damage
exists.
in this Pokemon attack reduced by 20. Absorb 50. Heals much damage.
Just no. No.
Oh, okay, whatever.
Alolan
Isn't there like a
Eradicate-
thing? Hold on. Isn't there like a thing you can do with that in Expanded? I remember reading something like an article about that.
Yeah,
Like,
it was
you-
like Focus Sash, and then
Like it
a
won't.
bunch of strong energy.
Yeah, it's whatever. It's
Yeah.
too obscure.
The only thing is, like, I think I looked at that and I thought it revolved around Focus Sash. I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
Only thing is, if your opponent like attacks you into that, then it discards your Focus Sash. Like if your opponent would have knocked you out, then it discards the Focus Sash. So you'd have to.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so you'd have to repeatedly farm Focus Sashes, which would be a little bit difficult.
Actually, I thought the whole thing was that the ruling said. Oh, wait a minute. Never mind. I can see what you're saying. Yeah, you're right. It's whatever. It doesn't matter. Let's move on.
Alolan Eradicate's kind of cool. I mean, Dark Design suits your deck for a number of cards up to the number of Pokemon on your bench and add them to your hand. So Skyfield, search your deck for any 8 cards that you want and put them in your hand.
It's pretty dope. Imagine if we
Casual.
had like item cards that can make us look at our opponent's hand, see that they don't have an N, play the Eradicate, have 8 cards of whatever we want.
Pair Eradicate with Gumshoes GX.
This is ridiculous, man.
But
Man,
okay,
there
Umbreon
we go.
is. Oh my gosh, this thing! I'm so pumped. Sorry. Like, I mean, I'm just this thing has me so excited. I mean, I've already decided this is going to be the first deck that I do for Sun and Moon.
Oh wow.
Just because I mean, like, okay, you have the return of Night Spear. Like the straight up return of Night
Straight
Spear.
up the return of Night Spear, you're right. And it's better because it's double colorless with an energy.
Exactly. Well, and also you're gonna have like the deck that you're gonna use it in is designed to have a dark and a double colorless on the Pokemon that you're attacking with, and then also Nightcry GX is the probably that's
It's really
yes.
nice. It's
Discard
really
2 energy
nice.
attached to your Pokemon in play. Anything attached to your opponent's Pokemon in play, like just 2 energy you can discard. That will win you games in the end.
Absolutely. I actually really like these evolutions, man. They're so good.
Well, I mean, Yveltal Garbodor is already top tier. And then just throw in Umbreon GX in there, and it's like, oh, you happen to have something that could potentially hurt me late game. Yeah, let's just go ahead and get rid of all the energy. Like, it's gone. Just dead.
Man, it's actually ridiculous.
Okay, I need to calm down. Let's
Okay.
look at something else.
Sharpedo is
Meh.
60 damage, 60 plus 20 damage times the energy. And
I mean, like,
whatever.
you could pair this with, like, Doug Trio.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. There's been a bunch of Duck Trios in play. Aqua Impact away. What was that other card? Aqua's Hideout. Boom.
Yeah. Well, and then also put a Bursting Balloon on this guy.
And you got the Rough Skin. Oh my god, that's a budget deck I'm making. I do not care.
That's a really good idea. I'm going to need to write that down after.
Yeah, don't let me forget. We got Grand
And then-
Bull is whatever. Okay, you wanted to talk about Dragonite, right? Talk about
Okay, yes. Dragonite,
Start
Grass,
with
and Lightning.
Dragonair. Start with Dragonair, because Dragonair is a ridiculously good card.
Oh my gosh. Dragon Prayer. During your next turn, you may attach as many energy as you like from your hand to your Pokemon. Oh my god, I didn't even see
You
that.
didn't see that? That's why I was telling you I wanted to play Dragonair with Solgaleo.
Oh my god.
It's,
That's absurd, especially when you... then this Dragonite is going to be ridiculous when paired with a Vikavolt, because for a Grass and Lightning, that's an oddly specific energy cost. But 130 damage, you discard a Grass and Lightning attached to this Pokemon. So basically, 130 damage for 2 energy that are easily obtainable. And then if you need, you can go for a Giant Tail, but what pisses me off about Giant Tail is that it's 200 damage, but you flip a coin if Tails' attack does nothing.
yeah, it's garbage, whatever.
I mean, I wish they would have just said 200 damage and then discard all energy attached.
Yeah. Also, there's the Dratini. Just don't want to forget this. Signs of Evolution is back on Dratini. Switch your deck for each of Dratini, Dragonair, and Dragonite. And I don't know. I just really like Dragonair. Dragonair is just a card you can throw into
That
any
is
kind of deck.
absurd.
Yeah.
That is absurd. Like, yeah, that's true.
I feel like Dragonair is going to be worth double the price of Dragonite.
I mean, it might just be a good Tet card.
Exactly.
Well, then again, if your opponent plays Pokemon Ranger, you're just like, well, crap.
Yeah, but I mean, nobody plays more than one of a Ranger in a deck. So
That's true.
So we'll be okay.
What do we got next? Fearow.
Fearow.
Meh.
Tauros is pretty interesting.
Tauros, I could see in a Vileplume toolbox deck.
Yeah. I can see this a lot in like Ninja Boy decks too. Just 'cause
Well,
Mad
exactly.
Bulls.
Like the Vileplume Ninja Box, that's what I meant.
Yeah. We got Rage, 20 damage, 20 plus 10 for each damage counter on the Pokemon. Horn Attack is 60 for consistent, and then Mad Bull, 30 damage, plus 30 more for each damage counter on this Pokemon. That's some pretty intense damage. Let's just do the math real quick, all right? So say that you have a Fighting Fury Bolt. So you have 220 damage, 220 HP. You've taken 210 damage. You multiply that by...
630 damage in one attack.
630 damage.
Last time I saw a Pokemon hit for that type of stuff, that was Destroyer King with Mega Tyranitar.
So that's pretty nice. And it's all DCE attachments, so it's really, really easy to make happen.
Yeah, and then Energy Evolution EV, which is going to be absurd with the 1 energy attacks that Umbreon and Sylveon and does Espeon even has one too that it has. Two cannon, Dees. I mean, Dees at best.
Yeah, it's whatever. Two.
A Rangaroo.
Everyone's hyping up a
I'm
Rangaroo,
torn.
dude.
I'm
Like,
torn. I'm very torn.
I personally don't get it. I think it's like whatever.
Well, 'cause, I mean, exactly how often are you going to be below 3 cards in your hand?
Exactly. It's like one of those decks where like you run like a bunch of item cards just so that you can constantly not have anything in your hand. That's what
Well, what
I
I'm
see with
thinking, what I'm thinking with it, with the Mega Rayquaza, like just you have a free spot on your bench. If you like happen to play your hand down to 1 or 2, then you can draw a card or 2 cards, like that type of thing.
Yeah. You see this in cards like Mega Gardevoir and stuff like that. Get rid of
Yeah.
it, put it back on with Dragonite. I mean, it's a good card. Don't get me wrong, guys.
Yeah,
It's just like
it's a solid card. I just don't think it deserves to be hyped up as much as it is.
I 100% agree.
And then let's see what we
You
got.
got
Energy
retrieval back, big Malasada. Nest Ball is pretty cool. Switch your deck
Yeah.
for a basic Pokemon put onto your bench. It's pretty
Dude,
nice.
just run this with Timer Ball.
Exactly.
Wait, that's gonna be ridiculous in like the what am I saying? It's gonna be ridiculous in like Water Toolbox decks.
Mm-hmm.
Or like decks that just use basic Pokemon. That's gonna
Exactly.
be absurd.
No more need for
Switch.
Like it's ridiculous to think of decks that no longer need to play Ultra Ball, but with cards like Timer Ball and Nest Ball being in the game, like honestly, don't have to play Ultra Ball in all your decks.
Timer
anymore.
Ball, Nest Ball, Level Ball, all those.
It's ridiculous. Switch is back. Poison Barb. You want to talk about Poison Barb?
Poison Barb, I mean, all I saw was like just a combination with the Poliwrath. That was
Yeah.
it, really.
It's whatever. Team Skullgrunt.
Is just trash.
Yeah. Your opponent reveals his or her hand. You may discard 2 energy cards you find there. I mean, it's pretty decent with all the other mill cards, like a 1-of in mill decks. Just to
guess.
give the whole
I-
grunt thing going.
Yeah. And then Lily, I can see getting used and expanded because of being able to Jirachi for that thing.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Plus the full art's pretty great.
Okay, fanboy, calm down.
I'm just saying it's going to be worth a lot of money. People that pulled it, the Japanese cards have already sold it for $80, $80+.
Jeez,
It's a collectible card, dude. This is a set, man. This is the set.
Yeah. And for those of you wondering, that's what it looks like. And it's just, I mean, honestly, that's like a fan service card if I've ever seen one.
Pretty much. Lily's great, man.
Yeah, let's see. What else do we got? We just got all the
love the
ridiculous
Lunala
secret
full art.
rares.
These full arts are looking
Okay.
kind of nice.
Okay, the full arts are looking really nice.
Dude,
I just don't think
the Team Skull Grunt full art looks spectacular. That's so cool. I love it.
Where was it? Oh, there it is. Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's kind of boss. I wish it had a better effect.
Yeah. Oh, we got.
I think I'm going to have to
Hyper.
get that card just to have it.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then
we
as
got,
for the
we got a
secret
secret rare
rares-
Nest Ball. I didn't even know that. That's awesome. All right, copping
So,
4 of
yeah,
those.
once again, you and I are completely going broke.
I'm copping 4 of those. I told you.
so-
I don't know if I told you this yet, but like whenever they announced this set and I saw the full art Ultra Ball, the first thing I did was go to my card shop and just give them almost all of my cards because they sell them, and then I get like I think like 70% of the sales. So like I got a couple $100 just chilling in my account, ready to all be spent on this set.
I may or may not have already pre-ordered a bunch of codes.
Oh
for
my
this.
god, dude, this full art switch is kind of nice, or the secret art switch is kind of nice.
Okay, yeah, that is really sick. I mean, like, I know that I tend to try to avoid secret rares, but I think with this set, I'm gonna have to start jumping into them. Like, that's just how it's gonna go.
And the psychic energy, that one's gonna be sought after, dude.
That's
the secret
really
rare psychic. Oh my god.
Yeah, that is really ridiculously awesome. But okay, and then let's scroll down till we have the GXs that are going to be in the English set.
After you
We
say.
have Decidueye GX.
After you say.
Oh my god. This with Shiinotic is going to be powerful. Like, okay, if you look at the card and you look at its attack, 90 damage for 3, okay, that's fine, but with choice band hit for 120, it's okay. Feather Arrow, I mean, like, you can realistically just spread around 80 damage each turn. Like, realistically, you can just put 80 damage wherever the heck you want it, and all of a sudden, that 90 damage Razor Leaf is to a knockout. And then with Shiinotic, you can just start searching. And okay, sorry, I'm calming down. Calming
the
down.
Decidueye Vileplume is gonna be just a monster. In
Yes.
standard, it's gonna be so stupid. And then you have your GX attack to put any 3 cards back into your hand. So if you ever get stuck, you can just literally just put any 3 cards back into your
Well,
hand.
exactly. And like the thing is with the Decidueye, you don't even need to attack.
You never
Like-
need to attack. You can
like, if
actually
you
go
vi-
energyless.
Well, and also one of the big things with Vileplume decks is like if your opponent didn't manage to get a float stone onto their Vileplume, you could just like Lysander that thing up and take care of it. Oh, too bad. Well, you just have 3 Decidueye on the bench. You can just like, oh, Vileplume's active, not a big deal. Just keep sniping.
Pretty much. You never have to make them retreat. They can just keep in like the biggest, most useless Pokemon on the active spot. They can't play. They can't play Switch. They can't play Float. They can't play Escape Rope. They better hope they have an Olympia because they're gonna be stuck the whole game. Whew. This is a brutal card, and I'm pretty excited for it. It reminds me a lot of Greninja.
Yeah, especially with Shiinotic though. I mean, like that. I mean, I know I keep going back. I think just opens up so many grass decks.
Like this deck to me is just like it's like I don't even have to run energy in this deck. This deck to me is just straight Toxapex, Shiinotic, Vileplume, and Decidueye, and see if I can make that as less clunky as I possibly can.
I was about to say that just sounds about as literally clunky.
Because
as
that's the thing, you don't even have to run energy in this deck. That's feasible because you have all that extra space without the need to run energy.
Yeah. Okay. Let's hop off the Decidueye bandwagon for a second, and then let's go over to Incineroar GX. Decent at best.
Yeah, 250 HP is definitely not bad. There's not too many phenomenal water cards. There's not going to be any more Regice players here soon. Hustle Blow does 10 damage, 20 more damage for each fire energy on your bench. There are ways to make that work.
Pokemon. Honestly, I think that would have been so much better if you had the if it just said for each Pokemon on your bench, because then you could compare it with the Sunny Day Lurantis.
Yeah.
But
oh man, that's so annoying.
Yeah.
Tiger Swing, 80 damage, flip 2 coins, stack this 50 damage, it's whatever. Burn Slam, 200 damage, your opponent's active Pokemon is now burned.
Just to delete a Pokemon.
Yeah, it's only good for its GX attack and nothing else.
Exactly.
So it's such a whatever card. Moving on.
Primarina GX.
The most whatever out of all of them.
Oh, okay. You clearly do not see the potential for like Deluge Blastoise.
Oh, never mind. I'm thinking of a completely different card. I just saw Ocean Sound and Grand Echo. Grand Echo's pretty decent.
That's good for when it's like, okay, my Pokemon are kind of damaged. Let's just get rid of it.
I mean, I'm just Ocean Sound combined with Grand Echo sounds really, really nice because you're just constantly getting into their energy, and if things get a little bit rough, you just Grand Echo and boom.
Well, and then Bubble Beat, like if you just combine that with Blastoise and Keldeo, you just load up a Keldeo on the bench, and Bubble Beat takes advantage of that.
Oh yeah, and expanded. That's gonna be nice.
And then let's see, you got anything else?
That's pretty cool.
Not particularly.
Any promos
we just have,
down here?
Nothing really. I mean, there's Rare Candy reprint, Catcher reprint,
that's
Repel. Yeah, I mean, I'm really not seeing anything particularly great. Let's go ahead and look at the other cards from the expansion, and that is really just the big one on this page is Drampa GX. Righteous Edge, one energy, 20, discard a special energy, attach to your opponent's active Pokemon, and then Berserk, 80 damage plus 70 if you have any bench Pokemon with damage counters on it. I can see that being really good with like Magma's Secret Base, and then with it being a basic GX, you're able to max Elixir onto it, Fighting Fury Belt, all that stuff. So I mean, I could see this card being pretty solid, and then Great Revolution GX, shuffle your hand into your deck, then draw 10 cards. If your opponent doesn't have an N, it is a ridiculously good card.
It's pretty nice. All for a single colorless energy. I like Righteous Edge. I like the ability to disrupt like that. It's a basic Pokemon. Once again, basic GXs are looking like the future right now. 80 damage, your opponent has 80 damage. Yeah, it's pretty nice. I like it. I think it's a pretty good card.
Yeah, I think it's going to be solid. Okay, and then Sandygast and Palossand we already know. Let's go on to Rock.
What were you saying?
What were you saying?
I was looking at the page that had Lurantis, and I wanted to look at all the other cards. I was just taking a look at them to see if there's anything interesting. We have an E-Hammer reprint, Energy Recycler reprint.
I already exited out of that. I already exited out of that tab because I knew that there was nothing good in there. So
yeah, it's whatever. All right, moving on.
Lycanroc GX, I'm pumped for. Discard an energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon with Crunch, Accelerock, and then Lycan Fang. Is discard 2 energy attached to this Pokemon and does 200 damage. So delete a Pokemon. I think that card could be pretty solid, especially with Crunch.
You got to give me that tab, dude. You never gave it to me.
Yes, I did.
No, it's not. I don't see it. I'm actually scrolling through. I don't see it.
Oh my gosh, you're a horrible person.
You never gave it to me. Don't blame me.
You're making me be super unprofessional. Pull up Discord in the middle of this.
Oh my god, get out of here. See, I never got this page. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm scrolling up and I didn't see it. Anyways, I want to look at this card because I've heard a lot of good things about it, and I actually haven't seen it.
Yeah, I mean, like strong energy. All of a sudden, it's a 70 damage attack, and you're discarding energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. I think that could be really, really, really good.
120 damage, pretty nice. 200 damage, just discard 2 energy. That's really nice. Crunch is so nice. Hello.
Yeah,
Discard
and then
energy.
Lycan Fang with strong energy too.
Yeah.
Hit for like 240. Hit for those magic numbers.
This is a deck. This is the deck. I'm building this.
Of course.
Oh my god, this is so cool.
And then
Crunch.
Rayquaza
Oh my god.
is going to be absurd.
Oh, this is the Rayquaza I've been hearing so much about. Okay,
Yeah.
so 30 damage, attach 2 basic energy cards from your discard pile to one of your bench Pokemon. It's a double colorless attachment. You can throw this in literally any deck, and you can attach energy from your discard pile. Your own energy acceleration for pretty much every deck. That's really, really nice.
Off the top of my head, I'm not sure exactly which deck it would go in, but I mean, it works. It
Yeah,
would
it's
be
just a
good
tech.
deck.
It's a really, really tech card. You can throw that in anything.
And then the last card worth mentioning on this page is Beware, with the ability Easy Money. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, you may draw 3 cards.
That's such a great ability name.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a cool and awesome ability, but
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like Beware is not good enough, and the other print of Beware isn't good enough to run a deck around, so I don't know.
Yeah, it's whatever. We have nothing else interesting on this page. All right, we can move on.
Solgaleo. Just the regular Solgaleo.
Yeah.
I could see it. I could see it being decent with Soul Fang.
170
Being a
damage.
non-GX for 170.
Yeah, and it's a basic. You can make it do 180 damage with a belt. Have 200 HP.
No, it's not.
Oh, it's not a basic. I keep forgetting. Oh
Yeah.
man, it's so annoying.
Having a legendary that evolves is weird.
It's cool
So, I mean-
in concept, but not for the TCG.
Yeah. And then we got the Fire Oricorio, which can be decent in like an Incineroar deck.
Oh,
The
yeah,
Hot
look at
Blooded
that.
Dance.
That's
But
pretty
other
nice.
than that, I don't know.
Throw that
And
volcano
then-
in, I guess.
Yeah.
Save some
and then-
space.
Absol from.
Oh, I
the
want to
Absol.
talk about Absol. I actually really like
Okay,
Absol.
go nuts, because you were all over this guy.
Future sight, look at the top 4 cards you either play a deck and return them to the top of your deck. That's not bad. That's not a bad attack. You can essentially control what your opponent draws, and you can control what you draw too. Doom News is really, really cool though. Return all cards attached to this Pokemon to your hand. Your opponent's active Pokemon is knocked out at the end of your opponent's next turn. So you can combine this with all sorts of things. My first thought was throw this in with like Wailord, put this back into your hand, and if your opponent can't switch, they get knocked out. You can play things like Item Lock if you really want to stop your opponent from playing things like Floatstone Switch, Escape Rope, things like that. You could also play Ability Lock, one or the other, of course, and that way you can stop them from playing things like Russian. Nobody plays Zoroark anymore though, so like Item Lock with this, the ability to just constantly knock out your opponent's Pokemon and keeping you safe by playing things like Wailord with high HP that they can't knock out, throw in a couple of like AZs and stuff like that, or not AZ, not Olympia. I don't know. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I think there's
I can see
playability.
it. I don't know. I just think it's too much of a. All right, next turn you're going to be knocked out. Okay, I'll just get out of there.
That's the thing. Just stop them, man. You play cards like what's that called? Aqua Secret Base. Give them a retreat cost.
Oh my gosh.
There are ways. I'm gonna build a deck, and you're gonna get destroyed by it. I'm just saying. You're gonna be so
right.
frustrated.
Multi-switch is another card that's like meh. I mean, it's like it move one energy card from one of your bench Pokemon to your active Pokemon. So I mean, it can kind of replace Energy Switch because you can move special energy, but I don't know. It's just not many people run Energy Switch to begin with, and I think
It's kind
Go
of
ahead.
pointless too because usually you can. It's not like you can like accelerate special energies most of the time. You're usually just attaching it. So it's not like you're gonna attach and go like, well, never mind. I changed my mind. I'm gonna attach to this guy instead. That's not something people
Exactly.
do. So like, it's whatever.
Yeah, and then there's the Beware GX promo that was released today. First of all, that is awesome artwork.
I do like the artwork. I don't like the promo stamp, man. I've always hated promo stamps. They just get in the way.
Yeah, and then I mean, honestly, it's not. Yeah,
Yeah, it's a whatever card. Balls from Stuffle, be Bear Hug, 80 damage. The Pokemon can't retreat.
See,
for
like-
three colorless. It'd be better if it was a double colorless, but it's like 3 is like whatever.
see, like I was so excited when I saw that Beware GX got a promo because I was like, oh, sweet, you can pair this with the Easy Money Beware. But no, this
Not
card
the
is
case.
still garbage.
Yeah, double impact for 4 energy, flip 2 coins, does 100 damage times number of heads. So on average, you're doing 100 damage for 4 energy. Not great. Big Throw GX, discard your opponent's active Pokemon, all cards attached to it. I've been hyping up discarding, or putting things back in the hand. Discarding is great, but like this is still like a GX attack. It's only one Pokemon.
Yeah.
You're not doing anything, and it's too much of a retreat cost. Or, I mean, too much of a attack cost.
Too much of an attack cost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
yeah.
it's just, darn it, beware. Why do you have to be so awful?
Whew.
But
Is that it?
yeah, that's it. That's all we got through.
That is everything. Well, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Man, you want to do an outro, or should I do the outro?
I got the outro.
Right.
Like, comment, subscribe, do your thing. Be sure to subscribe to both of our channels, mostly mine, because, you know.
Hey, guys, be sure to subscribe to Styx's channel, because he's way better than I am at most things. Am I right,
See,
Styx?
I mean, he said it, not me.
Am I right,
So,
Styx?
I mean,
Get this conceited guy out of here. Get out of here. We'll see you guys
Thanks
next
so
time.
much for watching. We hope you enjoyed. Leave your comments in the comment section below to whether or not you want to see us do more of this type of stuff. Because I mean, we're still going to be doing the best of 3 because you know that's what we got to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks again for watching, guys. Signing out. See you guys.
Peace.